ጀምራል ምክንያቱም የተለያዩ እንግዶች ነው ከተለያዩ አፍሪካ ሀገራት የሚመጡት በአማራ ክልል ባሆኑ እንደ ክልል ማለት ነው የአማራ ክልል ባህልና ቱሪዝም ቢሮ በሰጠን መረጃ መሰረት 28 ሆቴሎች ወደ ደረጃ ምዘና ገብተዋል ከነዚህ ውስጥ ባህር ዳር ላይ ከ6ቶች ሆቴሎች ባህር ዳር ላይ የሚገኙ ናቸውና ባህር ዳር ላይ የሚገኙ ሆቴሎች ደረጃቸውን የጠበቁ ዓለም አቀፍ ደረጃቸውን የጠበቁ ሆቴሎች እንዲገነቡ ትልቅ አቅም ፈጥሯል ማለት ነውና በአካባቢ ያሉ የመስህብ ሀብቶችን ለማስተዋወቅም ትልቅ እድል እየፈጠረ ነው ይህ ጣና ከፍተኛ የሰላምና ደህንነት ፎረም
በባህር ዳር አቫንቲ ሆቴል በቀጥታ ወደናንተ የቀረበ ያለውን የ8ኛው የጣና ፎረም የአማራ ቴሌቪዥን ከአሁኑ ሰዓት ጀምሮ ወደናንተ በቀጥታ ማስተላለፉን ይቀጥላል አሁን መሪዎች እዚህ አቫንቲ ሆቴል ሻይ ቡና እያሉ ነው ያሉት ከቆይታ በኋላ ወደ ጉባኤ አዳራሽ በመግባት ውይይቶችን ያደርጋሉ የምክፈቻ ንግግሮችም ይኖራሉ በተለይ ደግሞ በሰሜን አፍሪካ ቀንድ ያለው የፖለቲካ ተለዋዋጭነትና እንዲሁም ያለውን ለውጥ ቀጣይነት ከማረጋገጥ አንፃር ፓናል ውይይቶች ይኖራሉ ባለፉት ጊዜያቶች የነበሩ ሀሳቦች ደግሞ ምን እንደነበሩ በሪፖርት መልክ የሚቀርቡ ነው የሚሆኑት ይነንም የአማራ ቴሌቪዥን በቀጥታ ወደናንተ ያደርሳል ይርጋሉ ማስማማውና ስማቸው ሽቴ ከጊዜያዊ ስቱዲዮ ባልደረቦች ጋር እዚያ አቫንቲ ሆቴል ያለውነት ወደናንተ እናደርሳለን ከቆይታ በኋላ የእንግሊዘኛ ፕሮግራም ባልደረባችን ፍቅር አዲስ ከአንድ እንግዳ ጋር ተጠብቃቸዋለች አሁን ምርጫቸው የአማራ ቴሌቪዥን ነው
Avanti Blue Nile Resort, covering the Tana High-Level Forum of the 8th edition. Today in the morning session, there is a Mallas lecture, which is tribute to Winnie Madikizela Mandela, an anti-apartheid activist and politician. And to talk about this, I have someone here with me. Sir, your name?
My name is Adebayo Lukoshi.
Tell me about the tribute you made on Winnie Mandela today.
Well, I was invited to undertake a reflection on the life and times of Winnie Madikizela Mandela. What I essentially tried to do, without going into a biographical detail, was to draw from her life experience in order to take some lessons away for us in Africa of the legacy which she left. And from that point of view, I identified a number of qualities and attributes that characterized her entire life experience. The first of them was a courage and a tenacity of purpose. at a time when she was basically hounded by the apartheid regime on all fronts. She was able to find strength and courage to keep the struggle against apartheid alive, even when Mandela was sentenced to life imprisonment. And she refused to be broken. And that courage and the kind of tenacity to hold on in the face of adversity, I think is an important lesson for us in Africa. The second element was the sheer amount of sacrifice that she made. Very few people paid so huge a price for the liberation of their country as Winnie Mandela did, certainly amongst the top leadership of the ANC. And as we know, many people sacrificed. She wasn't, of course, the only one who made a sacrifice, but her sacrifice also became a symbol of the collective sacrifice of the peoples of South Africa and indeed of Africa for liberation and freedom. And there is something to be said for anyone who would be a leader to be universally admired and respected by the people, to keep in mind that leadership comes with sacrifice.
She was a prominent activist, a political activist. So what can we currently, what can she contribute, or what can we take as a role model from her?
Well, that's also the third lesson for me, which I took from her life experience, which is essentially that change doesn't come if we do not get involved. We need to organize rather than agonize about our situation in order to be able to produce the change which we seek. Now, change itself is not a tea party. It comes with pain, it comes with setback, it comes with failure, but at the end, when it is achieved, everybody can participate in the rendezvous of victory and success for the betterment of society.
What can we expect from this 8th Tana Forum?
I think in terms of the overall theme, the issues of peace and security remain particularly important for us on the continent and in the Horn of Africa specifically, on which there's going to be a lot of focus. This is a region whose geopolitical and geostrategic importance cannot be underestimated, and amidst all of the interests, both regional and global, which we see manifesting from the Gulf, from China, from the United States, from all of the big powers. It's important that we in Africa also begin to hone our strategy to ensure that we are able to maintain peace and stability in the region for the betterment of the lives of the ordinary people.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. We will see you later. You are watching Amhara TV live from Bahar Dar Avanti, Blue Nile. We are covering live the Tana 8th High-Level Forum, and its theme today is political dynamics in the Horn of Africa, nurturing the emerging peace trends. We will keep you posted on what's going on in this Avanti Blue Nile. Stay with Amhara TV.
Excellency John Dramani Mahama, former president of Ghana and chairperson of the Tana Forum, Excellency Musafaki Mahamat, chairperson of the African Union Commission, Excellency Mahdi Mohamed Khaled, Deputy Prime Minister of Somalia, Excellency Dr. Joyce Banda, former president of Malawi, Excellency Catherine Samba Panza, former president of the Central African Republic, Excellency Thabo Mbeki, former president of the Republic of South Africa, Excellency Dr. Richard Sesbera, Foreign Affairs Minister, Rwanda, Excellency Honorable General Eli Tumwine, Minister for Security, Uganda, and our host, Dr. Ambechu Mekonnen, who is the Prime Minister of the Amhara region, and Excellency Dr. Gedu Andakachu, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ethiopia. Ambassadors here present, directors of various African Union institutions, honorable members of the African Academy and civil society, you are welcome. I would be remiss if I did not recognize the commissioner. I asked him to introduce himself to our moderator without explanation. Ambassador Chegi, thank you so much for your support. I wanted to practice my Amharic, and I'm not sure why you are laughing. Inkon Dehena Mechu. President Begi would have said, Siana Mugela Lonken, and our brothers from East Africa would have said, what would they have said? Right. Until you discover, I will not let you know. My name is Brian Tamuka Kagoro. We would have said in East Africa, Karibuni Kwetu, which means welcome. And welcome, you're welcome. I want to tell you just a little bit about Tana, and that's presumptuous because looking around the room, most people are veterans of Tana, but sometimes you have to repeat what the house is about so that people are reminded that the culture in this house is different from the usual practice. In this space, so when I was coming here, President Salama, you know, they were asking me, well, Tana, you're always talking about it, what's Tana? So my answer was, Tana is a place, it's a space, it's an idea and an ideal, it's a journey. It's a place where we encourage former and sitting heads of state to dialogue with African activists and thinkers and partners from the development community, as well as the length and breadth of African bureaucrats about African issues and African solutions. So we do so in an informal setting. I had to go through that whole list of protocols. If I omitted anyone, it is not because the person is not sufficiently important. I think, as you can see, I'm a very shy guy and I'm feeling a bit nervous, so it was on the list, but I was not able to do it. And this dialogue is about policy making, it's about policy change and policy transformation. Often when persons leave office, like the former heads of state will tell you, they feel freer to talk about issues that may have been too weighty and too sensitive when they were in office. So we do not want to waste that time for deep and wide reflections on very substantive issues. So Tana is not a talk shop. Every Tana we've come to, there's been a report, research, and evidence that informs what we do. So I'd like you, as we dialogue, please do not make any assumptions that no one understood. In this room, if you were to measure intelligence and capacity in electricity terms, this would have been a power station. So there is no need to over-elaborate. Once you've made your point, I would encourage you to move on. Make no assumptions at all about that. But Tana goes everywhere, Your Excellencies. Tana is here in Badr. Tana has had pre-forums in different places. Tana had an essay competition for young people to engage. Tana holds multi-stakeholder forums. Tana participates in discussions about peace and security outside Africa, and the partners from Munich Security Council are here, and we duly acknowledge them, along with all the other partners of Tana that are in this room. Please, let's give them a pam-pam. We also do, as a habit, a book launch. And often some people say, why did you not just launch a book written by an African based in Africa about Africa? The explanation is simple. And the former Chief Justice of Kenya, Dr. William Tunga, said, the approach of pragmatic Pan-Africanists is to indigenize knowledge. That means rely on your own. Number two, to make sure that borrowed knowledge is not inorganically fixed. But number three, to diversify your sources of knowledge. That means draw from the experiences of other people so that your own is not recreating or reinventing the wheel. So that's why we do it. But Tana is about leadership and citizenship. That's why we launch it with the leadership lecture. And that implied in the leadership lecture is the responsibility of citizenship that enables all of us not only to sacrifice and serve, but to innovate and transform. But Tana is about Pan-Africanism and internationalism. It's about our lens. It's about our ideas and consciousness. It's about our narrative, our aspirations, and our solutions. So, now that you know what Tana is about, we're going to get into the meat of the discussion. For those who are going to be speakers, we're using a card system. You will have right in front of you and to the side somebody who will, when your time is almost up, wave, let me call it an amber card, because now if I say yellow, if it is not yellow, a speaker will continue speaking. So it's a card that looks almost yellow, almost like that. That means please get ready to stop. And red is not a sign of danger. It simply means you have ended, but you have not yet finished. And our first panel is a very exciting panel. It is the opening panel of the forum. And the reason why we call it the opening forum is that we have an outstanding moderator for this session. Dr. Eleni Gebre Medin is the CEO and founder of Blue Moon Ethiopia. And she founded Ethiopia's first youth agribusiness incubator and seed investing platform. Prior to that, she led LLC, the African leader. She's an African leader in designing commodity exchange and ecosystem based on a groundbreaking work with high acclaimed Ethiopian community exchange program. She's also a globally recognized thought leader, an agricultural markets and African development thinker, and she has been one of the top 5 global women of impact on development and was named Africa's top pioneer, innovator, and entrepreneur by Wharton Business School. Was among Newsweek's 125 global women of impact and among 100 most influential Africans named among 100 most influential Africans by the New Africa magazine in 2012. But before she comes in, I'm going to remind you that the reason why we are here, we all believe in the rule of law, and the test that all of us are going to face is that, unlike in most of our countries, on this panel we're going to see young people in power as your moderators, women in power, we're going to see old people in power, and the test for those of you who are brilliant is to see how you subordinate yourself to to the collective will and interest. So if you are given 15 minutes and you are tempted to talk for 20 minutes, remember that there is separation of powers at Tana. You may be of higher rank outside, but inside, the rank of moderator is equivalent to the rank of either the judiciary. So we want to see how the executive and the academic and the civil society will subordinate itself to rule of law. In the participation, there will be deliberate attempt to include everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, help me to welcome Dr. Eleni to the stage and wish you the best of deliberations.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tana Forum. Excellencies, distinguished guests, all protocols observed. As Brian has very aptly put, we are in a moment of reflection. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be this morning than here on the banks of Lake Tana to have this conversation on a subject quite removed from what I normally do, which is work with youth below the age of 29 on innovations to transform Ethiopia and beyond. So with that said, all protocols observed. I won't go down the list that Brian has already expressed, but please accept my own welcome to Tana Forum and to this day of reflection. And with that, I will first ask, before we go into the panel that will come to the stage of our very distinguished guests, I will first ask His Excellency, our host, the President of Amhara region, Dr. Ambacho Mekonnen, to come and give us a statement. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Her Excellency Ambassador Sahle Zewde, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Excellencies, Heads of States and Governments, Honorable Ministers and Ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the government and the people of the state of Amhara, it is my honor and joy to welcome you all to the city of Bahar Dar and invite you to feel at home and enjoy the delights of Ethiopia. Welcome to Bahar Dar again. The people and the state of Amhara National Regional State are so grateful and thankful to your presence, commitment, and upholding of the spirit of the Tana High-Level Security Forum. We, at the state of Amhara government, are very delighted for hosting the Tana High-Level Forum on Security in Africa. I am also personally happy for joining you at this forum for the first time. I sincerely believe that Bahar Dar, the capital city of Amhara National Regional State, is honored for being chosen as a host city to the Tana High-Level Security Forum. Bahar Dar is the city where the Blue Nile River, the longest river of the world, starts its journey from Lake Tana to the Mediterranean Sea. The city is one of the fastest growing and tourist destination cities in Ethiopia. The Amhara National Regional State's diverse investment opportunities and the presence of Ethiopia's marvelous cultural and natural tourism heritage sites in the state, including the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, the castles of Gondar, the scenic beauty of the Semir Mountains, the islands and monasteries of Lake Tana, and the Blue Nile waterfalls and others. enabling Bahar Dar to attract more conferences, investments, and tourists. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Tana Forum is an innovative and broad-based venue founded with the aim of playing a crucial role in bringing about sustainable peace and contributing to the implementation of the African Union Tripoli Declaration of August 2009. The 8th Tana High-Level Forum on Security in Africa is happening at a critical moment when democratic changes are taking place in Ethiopia and the Horn of African countries. Regional peace building and collaboration initiatives are giving hope to all people, loving people of the world, peace-loving people of the world. We hope the 8th Tana Forum discussion on the theme of political dynamics in the Horn of Africa, nurturing the emerging peace trends, will have a great contribution to strengthening the positive political developments and peace-building initiatives in the Horn of Africa. Your Excellency, the President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, wishing every success to this forum, once again, I would like to extend my heartfelt welcome to Bahar Dar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think you have excited us about staying a bit longer than just today and exploring all those wonderful places you mentioned, and especially to our guests to make Bahar Dar and Ethiopia your next tourist destination. So with that, I am going to have a very great honor to welcome my president and the first female president of Ethiopia and the only woman president in Africa today, Her Excellency, Madame Sahle-Work Zewde.
Thank you very much, Eleni. Mr. John Dramani Mahama, former President of Ghana and Chairman of Tana Board, Mr. Musa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Somalia, former heads of states present here, and I would recognize President Thabo Mbeki and my two sisters, the former presidents of Central African Republic and Malawi, two countries that I know well, Dr. Ambacho Mekonnen, President of the Amhara Regional State, foreign ministers, ministers present here, ambassadors, representative of the United Nations and regional organizations, and most of all, many friends present in this room, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to add also my voice to the one of Dr. Ambacho in welcoming you all to Bahar Dar. Thank you for being here in numbers, but also in quality. It feels great to see many familiar faces, friends, as well as newcomers. I'm personally very happy to be back to this beautiful city of Bahar Dar to attend the 8th edition of the Tana Forum, a forum I know well, for having attended all past editions except I think one or two Michelle would know.
ሚሼልም ልታውቀው ትችላለች።
I did so
ይህንን
because
ያደረኩት
I believed in the
ምክንያቱም
candid dialogue and in-depth exchange, in the interaction and consultation with a broad-based African constituency on issues on security and challenges faced by the continent towards Africa-centered solutions that Tana is known for. And I still continue believing in the spirit of Tana. Gives me a great opportunity to thank those who contributed relentlessly to bring Tana to this high level. And I would like to recognize here President Mbeki and of course President Obasanjo, who I think is not present here today. My appreciation goes to all those who have been involved in organizing this edition of the forum. And I will start by commending the leadership of President Mahama and members of his board, IPSS and its leadership, Dr. Kidane and Michel Ndiaye, their team, the municipality of Bahar Dar City, a city we have seen growing and changing over the years, its inhabitants for their warm welcome and traditional hospitality we have been enjoying every year. This forum is taking place at a time when the Horn of Africa is passing through dramatic changes that have rekindled a sense of hope and optimism for the peoples of the region. However, the region also continues to face many challenges, a shifting regional and international geopolitical landscape. It is therefore in this context that we are discussing the political dynamics in the Horn of Africa with a view to understanding the emerging trends and provide timely and appropriate responses aimed at promoting peace and stability and creating favorable conditions for unleashing the region's potential for economic growth and prosperity. One of the major changes that has happened in the region, and I think a very important one, is the one that took place right here in Ethiopia. Today, our country has embarked in a huge transformation process, in an inclusive path in addressing the many challenges that we are facing. We have had remarkable achievements so far. One of the things that I would like to mention here is that not later than yesterday or the day before, we celebrated the Press Freedom Day in Addis Ababa, when we know that a year ago, our country was ranked at the bottom of the Press Freedom Index. I think this is a testimony for a country which has come from very far. I think this is a context that we are evolving in. But of course, a lot remains to be done, and this is the focus of the government currently. In these turbulent times, it was indeed good news that frozen conflicts in the Horn came to an end, setting in motion a new era of relations between and among countries in the region. The normalization or rapprochement between Ethiopia and Eritrea not only ended the long-standing no war, no peace situation between our two countries, but heralded a new era of regional peace and stability in the Horn. This normalization is also going beyond Ethiopia and Eritrea and reaching out to all other countries in the Horn. These positive developments have certainly opened doors to opportunities that need to be addressed adequately in a sustainable manner. With the change, there is a renewed dynamism for accelerating regional integration within the sub-region by further strengthening the infrastructure links and cementing people-to-people relation. This is an imperative for the region to fully utilize its potentials and enormous opportunities. The signing of the revitalized peace agreement between the South Sudanese parties renewed optimism for ending the South Sudanese conflict. with almost 8 months now that guns were largely silenced. There are indeed delays in meeting some of the timelines and benchmarks which underscore the challenges that lay ahead. But I cannot agree more than with what the Secretary General of the United Nations said, and I quote, "The revitalized agreement is currently the best and only option for a political solution to the conflict in South Sudan," end of quote. That is why the international community has no other alternative than to support the parties to live up to their commitments and implement the agreement. I'm happy to note that the different parties to the agreement have agreed 2 days ago to extend the pre-transitional period to implement pending issues for another 6 months, which I hope will be used wisely and with a sense of urgency. We also commend the government of the Republic of South Sudan for showing its commitment by allocating $100 million to expedite implementation of the agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, while there is euphoria with the wind of change blowing across our region, we cannot overlook the many challenges that still persist. We have a lot of work to do in addressing our internal vulnerabilities by focusing on governance and socioeconomic challenges to meet the needs and aspirations of our peoples. As much as our youthful population is a potential resource for us to reap in the demographic dividend, any failure on our part to give them a sense of hope and future will be indeed a source of instability. In this context, we have all been following closely the unfolding situation in neighboring Sudan. That the Transitional Military Council has committed itself to handing over power to a civilian government is encouraging, and we very much hope that all Sudanese political actors will work together in good faith and engage in a meaningful political dialogue to overcome the current challenges. The peace and stability of the Sudan is no doubt closely intertwined to that of the Horn of Africa, and we in the region have the duty to stand in support and solidarity of this sisterly nation as it strives to ensure a peaceful transition to meet the needs and aspirations of its peoples. Allow me to shift to another language, which is closer to me. Mesdames et messieurs, au niveau régional, les nouvelles dynamiques géopolitiques sont essentiellement en train de transformer la Corne de l'Afrique et la mer Rouge en un seul espace géopolitique avec des implications importantes. La question est comment maximiser les bénéfices pour la coopération en répondant aux défis communs et minimiser les menaces possibles. Il est encourageant de voir que des discussions ont déjà commencé dans le cadre de l'IGAD et de l'Union africaine, et j'espère que ces discussions vont aider
ይህ ውይይታችን በሙሉ በጣም ድጋፍ ሰጥቶን የተሻለ የወደፊት ሁኔታን ያሳልጥልናል ብለን እንጠብቃለን። በዓለም አቀፉ ደረጃ ግልጽ የሆነ ነገር አሁን ያለንበት ሁኔታ አዲስ ዘመን ሆኖ ይህ ዘመን ደግሞ ልክ እንደ ቀዝቃዛው ጦርነት ጊዜ የነበረው አይነት መልቲላተራሊዝም ታይቶ በተለይም በሰላምና ደህንነት ሁኔታ ላይ ምንድነው ከታሪክ የምንማረው ብለን የምንሄድበትና በተለይም በዚህ ሁኔታ የሆአ ወይም የአፍሪካ ቀንድ አገራት በአዲስ ዘመን ያሉ የመልክዓ ምድራዊና የፖለቲካ አካሄድ እንዳላቸው እንመለከታለን። ስለዚህ በዚህ ሁኔታ በአገራችን ውስጥ የምናየውን አካሄድንም በተለይም ባለው የመልክዓ ምድራዊ የፖለቲካ አካሄድ ያለውን ሲምቢዮሲስ ተጠቅመን በጋራ መስራት እንዳለብንና በተለይም በፊት ለፊት ያሉትን ተጨባጭ ሁኔታዎችን በመመልከት በጥሩ ሁኔታ የምንሄደው አካሄድ በተለይም ከኢጋድ ጋር በጋራ በመስራት እንደዚሁም ባሉት የአህጉራዊ ማህበራት እንደ አፍሪካ ህብረት ካለው ጋር አብረን በመስራት መሄድ አለብን። ስለዚህ በሚቀጥሉት ወራት በርካታ ስራዎች እንደሚሰሩ ይጠበቃል። ይህም ደግሞ በዚህ ፎረም ላይ በእነዚህ ጉዳዮች ላይ ማሰብ እንዳለብን ያስፈልጋል። ይህም ደግሞ ጥሩ መረዳት እንድናደርግና በተለይም በዚህ አካባቢያችን ውስጥ ያለውን የደህንነትን ሁኔታ በተሳለጠ ሁኔታ ማካሄድና የምናየውን የሽብርና አስፈሪ ገጽታዎችን ሁሉ ለመለወጥ እንደችልና ለወደፊቱ ሰላምና ብልጽግናን ለአህጉሩ ለማሳለጥ ስለዚህም እባካችሁን ፍቀዱልኝ። አሁን ደግሞ እንደገና ወደ ሌላ ቋንቋ ልሂድ። እንደተነገረኝ ከሆነ አዎ በአማርኛም ትርጉም እንዳለ በሌላም እንዳለ እናውቃለን። ስለዚህ ቀደም ብዬ እንደጀመርኩት በአማርኛ ሁኔታውን እቀጥላለሁ።
ለባህር ዳር ከተማ አስተዳደርና ህዝብ ለአማራ ብሔራዊ ክልላዊ መንግስት ለተደረገልን መስተንግዶ በድጋሚ ለማስመስገን እወዳለሁ። የዚህ የጣና ፎረም በባህር ዳር ከተማ መካሄድ ለተሳታፊዎች ለኛ ለሁላችንም ለነጻና ጥልቀት ላለው ውይይት የሚሆን ጥሩ ሁኔታን ከመፍጠሩም ባሻገር የከተማው ብሎም የክልሉ ወጣቶች ከዚህ ለቀጠናችንና ለመላው አህጉራችን ጠቃሚ ከሆነ ሰላምና መረጋጋት ጋር ከሚያተኩረው መድረክ ብዙ እንደሚማሩ ተስፋ አደርጋለሁ። የወደፊቱ የሀገራችንና የአህጉራችን እጣ ፈንታ በእጃቸው ላይ ነውና። Now I'm concluding by wishing you all a fruitful deliberation and an enjoyable stay in Bahar Dar. Thank you very much. አመሰግናለሁ።
Thank you very much, Madame la Présidente. May I ask that Her Excellency, Madame President, please take a seat here, and I will also invite His Excellency, the African Union Chairperson, to also take a seat before I introduce him, as well His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Somalia, also, yes. And then finally also the Chairperson of Tana Forum and former President of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani, please also come. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue our deliberation on the theme of the 8th Tana Forum, which is political dynamics in the Horn of Africa, nurturing the emerging peace trends, and as was very eloquently and in 3 languages expressed by our Ethiopian President, this is really a momentous time in Ethiopia and in the region, and I think all eyes are on the Horn of Africa right now. And as I told you, I work with young people for a living. That's my day job. And what they are doing and thinking and what we are saying here is critical. So I want to make sure that I have a message to take back to those young people that will ask me on Monday where I spent my weekend and where I will share with them what I learned. And for that, now it is my great honor and pleasure to invite His Excellency Monsieur Moussa Faki Mahamat, the African Union Chairperson, African Union Commission Chairperson, to kindly deliver the keynote address. Monsieur Faki, vous êtes le bienvenu.
Merci, Madame. Excellency Salwork Zewde, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Excellencies, former Head of State and Government, Honorable Ministers, Ambassadors and representatives of regional and international organizations, Mr. President of the Amhara region state, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to address the opening of this 8th edition of Tana Forum, devoted to the examination of the political dynamics in the Horn of Africa and the nurturing of its emerging peace trends. At a time of far-reaching changes in the region, one could not have thought of a more fitting theme for this year's forum. This gives us a timely platform to take stock of current developments, exchange ideas on how to sustain the existing momentum, and make concrete recommendations on the way forward. I would like to express appreciation to the authorities of the Amhara region state for their warm welcome on these peaceful shores of Lake Tana. I am equally grateful to the government of Ethiopia for its long-standing commitment to our union's agenda there in a truly pivotal period with few precedents in our recent history. Let me take this opportunity to once more extend my congratulations after a period of conflict and hostility. Similarly, I would like to renew my congratulations to President Asias Afwerki for receiving his offer of peace with open arms. Indeed, it takes courage to set aside decades of mistrust and move towards reconciliation. The momentum generated by the reconciliation between Eritrea and Ethiopia contributed to the resumption of relations between Djibouti and Eritrea. In South Africa, in South Sudan, the IGAD-led revitalization process holds the promise to bring to an end the untold suffering visited upon the South Sudanese people. As we convene here, historic developments are taking place in Sudan. In line with its relevant instruments, the African Union has clearly pronounced itself in favor of a consensual and civilian-led transition. Such a transition will make it possible to meet the aspiration of the Sudanese people and lay a solid foundation for the democratic transformation of Sudan. These opportunities should be seized. Sudan's stability and prosperity matter for the entire continent. Finally, mention should be made of Somalia, which continues to make steady progress towards peace and reconciliation. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 2 decades, the African Union and its predecessor, the Organization of African Unity, have been actively involved in the search for solutions to the myriad challenges facing the Horn of Africa. 18 years ago, the OAU facilitated the signing of the Algiers agreements with the view of promoting lasting peace between Eritrea and Ethiopia. I'm glad to note that this objective is now being achieved. There are few countries in the continent in which the African Union has invested as much as it did in Sudan. It has been and remains at the forefront of continental solidarity with Sudan. Our union was indeed the first to deploy peacekeepers in Sudan. It convened peace talks and took major steps to help address the structural causes of conflict and instability in Sudan, including through the high-level panel chaired by former President Thabo Mbeki. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your dedication. In addition, the African Union is supporting the ongoing negotiations among the Sudanese stakeholders to help chart a consensual way forward for the transition. In Somalia, the African Union launched its largest peace support operation to date. through the sacrifices of its uniformed and civilian personnel, AMISOM has written one of the most glorious pages of African peace endeavors. AMISOM has also given rise to a creative partnership between the African Union and the United Nations, the European Union, and others. Given the linkages between the various challenges confronting the Horn of Africa, the African Union for many years now has advocated for a regional and multidimensional approach. Concrete action is being taken in this regard. It is worth mentioning here the October 27 Khartoum meeting on peace, security, stability, development, and cooperation in the Horn, organized by the African Union in collaboration with IGAD. Its conclusions continue to serve as the basis for ongoing work of the high-level implementation panel on this issue. This undertaking also covers the relationship with the non-African countries that are riverine of the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. Here is a common space that should be managed in a way that forces security, stability, and development, especially in view of the adverse impact that extra-regional rivalries can have on the Horn, as unfortunately illustrated by recent developments in Somalia. Clearly, there is a shared future between these countries and our continent. I am convinced that we can rely on the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt to reinforce these ties and help ground them in clear principles. President al-Sisi is the chairperson of our union, and his country has the dual quality of being both Arab and African and on the shores of the Red Sea. The Afro-Arab Summit, planned in Saudi Arabia this November, offers a unique opportunity in this respect. Let me shift also to French. Mesdames, Messieurs, il est clair que la situation dans la Corne de l'Afrique évolue favorablement. Rendre cette évolution irréversible exige une vision à long terme, une forte volonté politique et une démarche fondée sur le consensus le plus large possible. De façon pratique, plusieurs questions se posent à nous. Comment consolider les acquis obtenus? Comment surmonter les nombreux défis qui nous attendent? Comment assurer que l'espoir soulevé n'est pas trahi? Je voudrais hasarder quelques éléments de réponse, je dirais plutôt de réflexion. Premièrement, il me semble nécessaire d'approfondir la confiance retrouvée au niveau des relations bilatérales, de l'élargir à l'ensemble de la région et de s'assurer que les progrès accomplis sont institutionnalisés à travers les arrangements régionaux existants.
ጠቃሚ ነው ብለን የምንገምተው በጋራ መስራት ያለ እረፍት መስራት በተለይም ከኢጋድ ጋር ሌላው ደግሞ ሁለተኛው ነጥብ ደግሞ ማደስ ያለብን ያለንን መከባበርና ለዲሞክራሲ ያለንን ተባባሪነትን ነው። ስለዚህ በርካታ መንግስታት በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ በህገ መንግስታዊ ሁኔታ የሚሰሩና ከአፍሪካ ህብረት ጋር ያላቸው ግንኙነት ስላለ ለሰላምና ለደህንነት የሚሰሩ ይሆናል። በተለይም በአፍሪካ ቀንድና በሌሎች በርካታ የአፍሪካ አገሮች ያለው ሁኔታ በአገራቸው ውስጥ ያለውን የግጭት ሁኔታ ሁሉም የሚያውቁት ሁኔታ ስለሆነ ስለዚህም ደህንነቱን በተመለከተ ኢጋድ በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ የሚጫወተው ሚና በጣም ከፍተኛ ነው በእነዚህ ሴክተሮች። ስለዚህ ሌላ ሶስተኛው ነጥብ ደግሞ አፍሪካ በዓለም አቀፋዊ የሆነ መብት ላይ የምትጋራው በርካታ ነገር አለ። በተለይም አሁን ባለንበት ሁኔታ ላይ ያለውን ተጨባጭ አካሄድ በተመለከተ በተለይም እጅግ በጣም ጠቃሚ የሚሆነው ነገር አሁን የምንመለከተው ነገር ዓለም አቀፋዊ ትብብር እየተለዋወጠ እንደሚሄድ እንመለከታለን። ስለዚህ በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ ሪጅድ ወይም ግትር የሆነ አካሄድ አለ። ስለዚህ ይህንን ለመለወጥ በበርካታ አፍሪካ ሀገሮች በጋራ የትብብር በመስራት በመልቲላተራል አካሄድ በመሄድ ለዚህ ሁኔታ ከፍተኛ የሆነ መፍትሄ ማምጣት ይኖርብናል። አህጉሩ በኤዩ ትብብር በበርካታ ሁኔታ እየሰራ የሚገኘው ከሌሎች ሀገሮች ጋር የተገናኘ በተለይም ከቀይ ባህር አካባቢ ያሉትን ሀገሮች ጋር በጣም ለረጅም ጊዜ ሊሄድ የሚችል ዘላቂ የሆነ አጋርነት በተለይም በጋራ ትብብር ላይ የተመሰረተና በጋራ ጥቅም ላይ የተመሰረተ ማለት። ስለዚህ በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ በበርካታ ሁኔታ ያለንን የልሂቃን ኃይል በመጠቀም ላይ እንገኛለን። ሌላው ደግሞ በ2009 የፈረምነው ስምምነት አለ። በአፍሪካ ውስጥ ሰላም ለማምጣት የአፍሪካ መሪዎችና በርካታ ዩኒቨርሲቲዎችን ለመገንባት እንደዚሁም የምርምርና የጥናት ማዕከሎችን መገንባት እንዳለባቸውና በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ ግጭትን ለመፍታት የሚያስችል አካሄድ እናደርግና በአሁኑ ጊዜ ችግሮች ለመፍታት ያልቻልናቸውን ችግሮች ሁሉ ለመጋፈጥ እንዲያችላል። ለአፍሪካ ችግር የአፍሪካ መፍትሄ ያስፈልጋል። ስለዚህ እስካሁን የምንሰራው ነገር ይሄን ነው እና የጣናም ፎረም በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ ያለውን ቃል ተቀብሎ የሰላምን ለማካሄድ እና ይህም ደግሞ ልሂቃንን በማስተባበር የሚሄደው እንግዲህ ሰላም የኢንቴሌክቹዋል ወይም የልሂቃን እንቅስቃሴ መሆኑን እናውቃለን። ስለዚህ በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ እነዚህን ተግዳሮቶች ለመፍታት እየጣርን እንገኛለን። ስለዚህ ባካችሁ ፍቀዱልኝ። እስካሁን ባለ ሁኔታ ያለን የወደፊት ፍላጎት ከማንኛውም ጠመንጃ ውስጥ የሚመጣውን ጥይት ያለ ድምጽ እንዲጮህ ለማድረግ በሌሎች ሰላማዊ ሁኔታዎች ጋተር እንዳለብን ነው። ስለዚህ በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ የምንሰራው አካሄድ አምቢሽስ በሆነ አካሄድ ነው። ስለዚህ በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ የፖለቲካ አካሄዳችን ያሳያል። ስላዳመጣችሁኝ አመሰግናለሁ።
Merci Votre Excellence, cher de l'Union africaine, de la Commission de l'Union africaine, Monsieur Moussa Faki Mahamat, pour vos remarques vraiment éloquentes et aussi pondérées et des réflexions que je puisse porter à mes jeunes, comme j'ai dit tout à l'heure. And now it is my great pleasure to invite His Excellency Mr. Mahdi Mohamed Goulet, Deputy Prime Minister of the Federal Republic, Democratic Republic of Somalia.
Thank you. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kibirt President Sahle-Work Zewde, የተከበሩ የአፍሪካ ድርጅት ዋና ኃላፊ፣ ሚኒስትሮች፣ ዲፕሎማቲዎች እንዲሁም ሌሎች የጣና ፎረም ተሳታፊዎች፣ ክቡራትና ክቡራን በሙሉ እንኳን በሰላም መጣችሁ። At least that is my little Amharic that I can compensate with not speaking French. Your Excellency President Sahle-Work Zewde, His Excellency Chandrama Mahama, the chairperson of Tana Forum, Excellency the chairperson of African Commission, Moussa Faki Mohamed, Excellencies, heads of state and government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me at the outset convey greetings and apologies of His Excellency President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, who would very much have liked to be here today, but due to other exigencies of work, has requested me to represent him. I also would like to register my appreciation for the warm and brotherly welcome my delegation and I received since our arrival to this beautiful city of Bahar Dar. Somalia appreciates the opportunity to participate in this important debate on political dynamics in the Horn of Africa, nurturing the emerging peace. As the country at the tip of the Horn, and which has been afflicted by a long period of conflict and insecurity, we recognize the critical importance of peace and security. May I also confirm that despite the many challenges, the people of Somalia, and indeed the region, are very optimistic today for a better future and brighter future. In Somalia, thanks to the international and regional support, the war against violent extremism and terrorism is slowly but surely being won. After decades of devastating conflict, the dividends of years of institutional building are beginning to mature. Constitutional changes, now under review, that established federalism, coupled with successive peaceful elections that saw 3 orderly transfer of power over the past 15 years, and vibrant parliamentary engagements have all engendered healthy political atmosphere, which supports the nascent democracy in the country. The administration of President Formaggio is working hard to deepen the peace and security architecture and strengthen the organs responsible for law and order, while at the same time expanding and improving the reach of social services to support resilience of the population. Our largely young and youthful population is supporting the government and law enforcement agencies to secure the country and their own future. These national efforts, gratefully supported by our international partners, are set to have greater impact on a result of the positive cooperation the leaders of our region are forging. Over the past year, heads of states and governments have exchanged warm and fruitful visits. These visits have rekindled the brotherly and sisterly relationships that have for generations existed between the peoples of the Horn of Africa. By building trust and cooperation instead of futile competition, our region will be able to better target and share the limited resources for the well-being of the people. The Horn of Africa region has been cooperating on matters of peace and security, which is a prerequisite for stability and without which economic integration will be hampered. It's now time to invest in economic infrastructural linkages and improve the networks of roads, rails, ports, and telecommunication and energy as well. Somalia and even other parts of the region lack many critical infrastructure, including energy access and distribution, water, and roads networks. The long coastline of Somalia has many deep natural harbors that would be ideal for both intra-regional and external trading. Development of these ports would be a boon for the region, and the government is keenly promoting port and related infrastructural investments. But we are fully aware that building the physical infrastructure necessary for interconnectedness is a costly undertaking that requires sourcing of adequate funds. Critical for the region, and especially my country, is how to tap innovative ways and means of raising affordable funds to promote development necessary for effective integration. We believe with the determined commitments of our leaders and the strategic importance of the region, improved cooperation in the Horn of Africa can and will be realized to enhance peace and fast-track sustainable growth and development for the region and the whole of Africa. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, lest I paint only a rosy picture, we are fully aware of the inextricable link between peace and security and sustainable development. Somalia and some of the other countries in the region continue to be ranked amongst the lowest in the global poverty index. The impact of the climate change, environmental degradation, and widening desertification continues to worsen resource use conflicts and the vicious cycle of poverty. Somalia has in the past produced some of the highest numbers of refugees in the region, and even today, hundreds of thousands of vulnerable communities are displaced within the country due to the effects of frequent droughts and flash floods. Climate impacts erode resilience and expose communities to exploitation for illicit criminal activities. Climate impacts produce climate change refugees. That is why the continent should remain steadfast in the demand for the implementation of the Paris Agreement in order to limit temperature increases and to support adaptation actions in our vulnerable countries. Excellencies, the externalities limiting peace, security, and sustainable development is not limited to climate change. The drivers and triggers of conflict in Africa have been analyzed severally. Competing external interests that practice centuries-old divide and rule tactics to foment conflicts and promote separatist agendas also contribute significantly to pushing us back. It is important that Africa and our continental institutions remain vigilant and true to our founding philosophies and principles captured in the Constitutive Act. Ladies and gentlemen, this summit also comes at a time of geopolitical turmoil when the rules-based multilateral order is changed. Somalia, and I believe the rest of the continent, has benefited from multilateralism. The growth of populist and nationalistic agenda around the world has not been encouraging, and it seems the African race may be on the receiving end. Therefore, we should stand firm to reaffirm our commitment to the multilateral rules-based system as a cornerstone for international peace and security. Finally, Excellencies, the annual Tana Forum on Security in Africa is a great opportunity for us to transparently and collectively seek to foster stability and sustainable peace. I therefore end by commending the government of Ethiopia and Her Excellency President Sahle-Work for bringing us together for this important dialogue. Amasagenalu. I thank you all.
So, I understand that His Excellency Chairperson Musa Faki Mohammed will need to leave, so we will bid him farewell and then continue with our session. To continue, a few years ago, I had the very great pleasure of being on a platform with our next speaker as we launched the project to establish the Ghana Commodity Exchange. So I want to say a special akwaba to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, former President of the Republic of Ghana and the Chairperson of the Tana Forum. And His Excellency will be presenting the State of Peace and Security in Africa report, something we all want to hear about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And let me welcome all of you, add my voice to welcome all of you to the Tana Forum, which continues to be the foremost think tank on peace and security in Africa, with our symbol, the baobab. The baobab tree is considered in Africa the tree of wisdom, and it's normally found in the center of our villages and communities, and that is where the elders of our communities sit to think about the progress and welfare of those communities. And so let me warmly welcome you to Bahirda and add my words to our host, the President of the region. Her Excellency, Madam President Sahle-Work Zewde, President of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, Her Excellency Dr. Banda, former President of Malawi, Her Excellency Catherine Samba-Panza, former President of the Central African Republic, my comrade and friend, His Excellency Thabo Mbeki, former President of South Africa, His Excellency Mohamed Guled, Deputy Prime Minister of Somalia, who just gave us a very thought-provoking talk, His Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed, who's just left, AU Chairperson, Honorable General Eli Tumwini, Minister for Security of Uganda, His Excellency Dr. Richard Sezibara, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Rwanda, His Excellency Dr. Gedu Andagachu, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia, His Excellency Ambassador Mekonnen, President of the Amhara region, Ambassador Chegui, who has always been generous to us and being a permanent fixture at these fora. His Excellency Mohamed Saleh, Head of MINUSMA, Ms. Bintu Keita, Assistant Secretary General for Africa at the United Nations, and His Excellency Molefi, Minister of Presidential Affairs of Botswana, and indeed all distinguished guests who have come here. Let me just quickly take the opportunity as chair of TANA to thank our partners and our funders, without whom this forum would be impossible. I'd like to thank, first of all, the Ethiopian government for the support they continue to give to TANA as the host of this forum. I'd like to thank our partner, the AU Commission. Unfortunately, the President has just left. I had the opportunity to say thank you personally anyway, but all of you who hear it can tell him again that I publicly acknowledge the support of the AU Commission. We want to thank the Sheraton Addis and the Blue Nile Resort Hotel, who are our hosts, giving us the beautiful hospitality that we're enjoying. And there are many governments I must thank. The government of Germany have been very generous to the Tana Forum. The government of Switzerland, the government of Australia, the government of Austria, the government of Belgium, the government of Canada, the government of Norway, the government of New Zealand, the Amhara region, the president has just gotten up, the government of Denmark, the U.S. Institute for Peace, our private sector partners, including the Brenhurst Foundation, the Dangote Group, the EASE Consulting, and Ernst and Young. These are all companies and governments that have been very generous to TANA. My job, it's not a very difficult one, but I'll try to be as brief as possible. I'm supposed to present the key highlights of the state of peace and security in Africa. It's published for the previous year, so this is Peace and Security in Africa in 2018, but of course it's published in 2019. I'm sure all of you have seen the electronic copies of this report and probably would have read it. I'll just touch on the key highlights because of constraints of time so that we can move on to other things. The tendency in past reports has been to focus on casualties and effects and impacts of armed groups, mostly in respect of conflicts. But in the 2018 report, you see a more wider focus on other issues of peace and security that have to do more with adverse effects of climate change, for example, and then also the outbreak of communicable diseases and public health issues. As you know, currently ongoing, there's still a battle with Ebola in the DRC, and it is our hope that it will be contained. You remember a few years ago, West Africa was hit by Ebola, and it took quite a lot of effort from the whole international community to be able to overcome it. In the year 2018, we saw positive developments on the continent in respect of peace and security. And these include, as has been mentioned already by Her Excellency the President, the existing rapprochement that has been established between Ethiopia and Eritrea. The whole of Africa is standing in solidarity with the two countries to be able to resolve the age-old Cold War that has existed between the two. And it's our belief that this rapprochement will bring a new wave of change in the whole of the Horn of Africa. And we believe establishing peace in the Horn of Africa will lead to tremendous human progress and development. This is coming at a time when Ethiopia itself is undertaking deep political and democratic reforms, and all of us stand in solidarity with this country. In the course of the year, 27 African countries, according to the report, held elections and saw successful transfers of power. It shows that democracy is becoming entrenched on the African continent. There was the expansion of space for civil society engagement, and so more civil society groups sprang up and participated in respect of pushing for issues of good governance. There was also increased participation of young people in politics and governance. In many countries, we saw young people standing for elective office and winning, entering parliament or local councils and other places. This is a significant development, and we wish that this will be encouraged so that more the youth participate actively in the way their countries are governed. Significant steps were taken towards trade and free movement of people. And so, as you are aware, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement was signed. And it is hoped that in July this year, the implementation of this agreement would start. There's a lot of hope that this will lead to increased trade between African countries and lead to a win-win situation where countries would benefit from the comparative advantages that they have. Ladies and gentlemen, various conflicts at the war level continued at the same intensity, but some progress was made on others. South Sudan is an example. We are all holding bated breath, hoping that the ceasefire that has been in effect will continue and that it will lead to lasting peace within South Sudan. Of course, Somalia, we'll hear a lot more about Somalia, and we also take note of other issues taking place in the Horn of Africa that are captured in the report as civil unrest. 2018 saw a lot of civil unrest in many countries, and the report actually says that no African country was spared some form of unrest. But of course, the degree of violence or rioting that characterized these unrests differed from country to country. In some countries, it was more violent, and coercive forces of the states, the military and the police, had to be brought out to quell these riots and civil unrest, sometimes leading to casualties. And so that's something we need to note. The triggers behind these unrests that we're seeing in several countries include mainly bread and butter issues. As a result of world events, as a result of inflation and several other effects within various countries, costs of food and basic services are going up, and the people take to the streets to protest the high cost of living, and sometimes these turn violent. The gender dimension in respect of peace and security was noted, and it was noted again very sadly that women continue to bear the brunt of insecurity on the African continent. They are victims of rape, kidnapping, and death. And the areas around Lake Chad Basin area were mentioned, and also in Central African Republic, where some militia fighters attacked, kidnapped, and mass raped women. These are noted in the report. It also notes the abduction of another 110 girls in Nigeria. Our information is that after negotiations with the insurgent groups, many of these girls were returned, but we know that of the original Chibok girls, many of them still remain missing, and it's a very unpleasant environment for young girls who just want to go to school and get an education in that part of Nigeria. The report covering 2018 had 6 broad cross-cutting themes, and I'll just go quickly through them. One was on corruption, social policy, and protest, which I just talked about. The other was on political liberalization and election hotspots. The third was on adverse climate change, conflict, and forced migration. And the fourth was on managing resource wars amongst farmers and pastoralists. This is becoming an increasing problem. As population grows in Africa, you have pastoralists and you have agriculturists. And while the pastoralists are looking for increased space to graze their cattle, they come into conflict with farmers whose crops are destroyed. This is becoming manifest, especially in some parts of middle and northern Nigeria, where constant clashes between these two groups continue to happen. We also have violent extremism and terrorism, which is becoming an increasing threat in the Sahel region and spreading into some of the savanna regions of Africa. and also how the cyberspace is becoming the new epicenter of warfare. So these are all issues noted in the report. Different solutions and different efforts have been undertaken to try and contain these challenges of peace and security, and these have yielded different outcomes. The report finally deals with issues of how major events that occur in other parts of the world are continuing to have far-reaching implications for peace and security in Africa. And this year, the report drew attention to 6 of such global developments. And you may be welcome to add your own. These developments are not exhaustive. And Africa is a part of this world, and so it will continue to be impacted by what happens outside the continent. And I'll just rush quickly through the 6. One is the rise of far-right political parties and pro-nationalist movements in Europe. We need to take note of. 2 is I don't know how to describe it, the messy divorce currently taking place between Britain and the European Union. I don't know when that divorce will be consummated. Then 3 is the America First posture of administrations like the Trump administration in the United States. That is linked with the rise of populist, pro-nationalist parties in Europe. The 4th is the paradoxes of multilateralism. The 5th is the implication of unilateral multilateralism, showcased by how established and new major powers are creating individual platforms to engage with African countries. And finally, 6, the consolidation of global franchises in disorder and chaos with the proliferation of armed insurgency and terrorist groups. With this we will be talking about franchises like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, with the dislocation of the caliphate in the Middle East. Many of the former fighters have drifted across into other parts of the world. We've seen what happened in Sri Lanka recently. A formerly dormant, benign Islamic group suddenly was able to wreak that kind of violence under the franchise of ISIS. In the savannah and the Sahel, we know that many of such people have infiltrated and are active in many of the Islamist groups there. And so this is a summary that I could prepare and give to you. And I'm sure that you would enjoy reading the main report. It contains much more, it's much broader than I have tried to do, but I hope that I have done my best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That was a really, I think, powerful presentation of a report that I look forward to reading, with both very exciting, dynamic wave of hope, and at the same time, the sobering realities also on the ground. And for lack of time, I won't go any further, but I think that was a very, very interesting presentation. So, Excellencies, former and current presidents, ministers, ambassadors, distinguished guests, I think now we come to the close of our opening session, and I will ask the organizers, Brian, to come back and tell us what comes next. But I think you will agree with me that this has been a very, very thoughtful reflection from each of our speakers on the state of peace and security right here in the Horn of Africa. I think we are looking forward to an even richer continuation on the themes raised by the speakers in this opening session. So I would like to thank each of the speakers for their very, very thoughtful reflections, thought-provoking reflections. And with that, I also would like to thank you for your attention. Thank you.
I'm looking around the room, and I'm encouraged by 2 factors. either you are in deep reflection or deep boredom, whichever one, it looks dignified. Let's thank Dr. Eleni. I think, Eleni, you did a wonderful job. I'm going to ask for a small favor. Well, look, I was warned by the organizers of the Tana Forum after the accident of the third Tana. You remember I was slightly slimmer and program director. And then I started telling jokes, but I assured them this time I wouldn't tell jokes. I would only tell a true story. And, you know, Africans, to show you there's no conflict in Africa, Excellencies, there's no fight in West Africa anymore. You know, there's cross-border fights, maybe a little bit in Mali, but they're now fighting on which jollof rice is better. You know things have improved if the fight is over jollof rice. But I was going to tell you that one country which will remain nameless for purposes of keeping the Tana Protocol, and an Ethiopian and a Kenyan were in a room in London. And they had an argument, President Becky. The argument was which country is better. You know, we have these things that we like to do as Africans. And so the Kenyan said, well, Kenya is so great. We had a chap who ran the Boston Marathon, you know, in 2 hours flat, barefoot. And then the Ethiopians would not be outdone. They said, listen, what do you mean? What do you mean? The first winner of that Boston Marathon was an Ethiopian anyway, and now we have an Ethiopian who's run the equivalent of Boston, but which is 3 miles longer in New York, and done so in 1 hour, 30 minutes flat. And the other chap was from the nameless country and said, is that all? In my own country, we have a chap who's run the country for 28 years with a wooden head. The reason why I say it's a true story is because outside of Tana, the way people relate with leadership is one of suspicion. Inside of Tana, the way people relate with leadership is one of dialogue. And I am enjoying, now I know why that former African president, President Chiluba, said power is sweet. Because I'm about to exercise a bit of power over all of you, and unfortunately you can't refuse because there are consequences. There are cameras. You can't be given an instruction by a moderator and you refuse to obey. Right. So because I know you will all, I suspect that for purposes of blood circulation, you will agree with me. I'll ask you, we're not going to take a break going out of the room. I'll ask you just to stand, but I have a small trick as we stand. I was going to ask, is the Norwegian ambassador in the room by any chance? Yes, okay. So I have 2 hands. Okay. Okay, I thought my own country is the only one that went in twos, you know. 2 presidents, 2 vice presidents, and 2 former presidents, you know. But what I wanted to ask you to do, I think we'll have to go this way, since today we started this opening session with our only female president right now on the continent, and the first Ethiopian female president. I won't say my former boss presidents are not bosses, you know. I'm going to ask Ambassador for you to teach us just one expression in your language that captures the spirit of Tana. And then, is there anyone from Botswana? Botswana. Anyone from Botswana? But please don't deny your country. Is there? Is there? Oh, okay. Yeah, Excellency. Is there anyone from Guinea? Oh, Guinea, it doesn't matter which Guinea, as long as you qualify as a Guinea. Because you'll be asking me, is it Conakry? Conakry, yeah. Is there anyone from Eritrea in the room? Okay, so therefore, what you're going to do is teach us a Norwegian saying that captures the spirit of Tana, but not in English. We want to hear it so that we learn to digest it, right? and we're going to repeat after you. Please give Her Excellency a microphone. We've run out of microphones. Oh, she can come here. I didn't want to overstretch my power, but Chairman of Tana Forum, would it be acceptable to do that? Okay, the microphones are here. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm on. Okay. So this is one expression. It is just one word. So perhaps we can have everybody participate. And shall I say what it means? No, let's say that. Okay, come on. Kjempegøy.
Kjempegøy.
Again.
Kjempegøy.
And that means, do I have some guesses? It means great fun.
Great fun.
So perhaps my better half can help
going
me. That is the AU ambassador.
Thank you, Merete. I'll give you one more quick Norwegian word. Dugnad.
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 And it basically means ujama.
Okay. Thank you. His Excellency from Botswana is here. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mine is not as short as the Norwegians. So maybe you needed that blood circulation initiative before this. Mualebe.
Mualebi.
I repeat, Mualebe.
Mualebi.
Waba buala khahwe. Okay, let's try one more time. Mualebe.
Mualebe.
Waba.
Mwaba.
Buala khahwe.
Buala khahwe.
Yes, it's normally used in a kotla, or what we call a consultative forum, presided over by a chief. The one who speaks his own view. Thank you.
Thank you. Are we done? There was one more. Well, I can, Ambassador Guinea. Yeah. How can I'll be fired.
Okay, I think I will say it in French. It will be better.
No, we want to hear it in. We want to hear it in.
Be tekelenye.
Be tekelenye.
Be tekelenye.
Be tekelenye.
Okay. No one is similar to another one. So diversity.
Excellencies, when I started the proceedings this morning, I intended to do one thing that normally protocol does not allow me to do. But since young people have been teaching me about the word disruption, allow me to do that now. Less than 3 months ago, due to faulty technology, an airline carrying Africans and Friends of Africa fell in this great country. Many perished, but what was most astounding was the solidarity with which Africa responded and the leadership demonstrated by our brothers and sisters in Ethiopia and their government. Over the last couple of years that Tana has been in existence, many young and old Africans and women and children have fallen as a result of the conflicts that we're going to discuss in the next session. So as part of allowing both blood circulation but honoring the memory of these, so that we remind ourselves that this Tana dialogue is not a talk shop. It's about life and death matters, but it's about hope, hope, and hope. I'd like to invite you to stand up just to have a moment of silence for these that have fallen. Thank you. Kialebu. Asanteni sana. Mishkuru sana. Ama signalu. I started off with the language exercise because I wanted to introduce our moderator today. I'm told our moderator is fluent in English, in French, and Arabic. But our moderator also served in Russia as a diplomat for a long time. He's a career diplomat with over 32 years experience. I'm 29, so he started serving before I was born. He was involved in the negotiation in 2000, earlier in the northern Mali crisis. Was also involved, in 2000 was involved, in the 90s, in 2000 he was involved in the negotiation between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Elected twice as the Commissioner for Peace and Security by the African Union in 2013 and 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, assist me as I welcome Ambassador Shegi to the floor. Because he served in Russia, I wanted to demonstrate to him that I'm very fluent in Russian. But somehow, my battery ran out when I was coming. All I could remember, President Beki, was Nyetim Tavarish, you know, and Ochen Plochom Tavarish, whatever that still means. Ambassador, you please lead us, and thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Director of Ceremonies. Excellencies, I think I will just say all protocol observers because of the, we have also to observe the governance of our time. So once again, I just want to say that Tana Forum has been inspiring us and will inspire us as we fine-tune our approach to dealing with issues of peace and security in the continent. And I want to join those who took the floor in thanking Ethiopia, in thanking the Amhara region, and all the partners that are supporting this very important event for the continent. And indeed, the team that is chaired by former President Mohammed and Michel, and all those who are contributing to the success of this event. Excellencies, the theme of this year is really pertinent. And as it has been mentioned many times here, the Horn of Africa is undergoing complex political transitions, including normalizations of relations, negotiation peace agreements, elections, and even unconstitutional change. Given the strategic geography of the region to the international community, these multiple developments have attracted global interests. While some regional engagement have shifted towards positive political and economic cooperation, many member states remain in very tense political positions, while others have unresolved security situations. The normalization of the relation between Ethiopia and Eritrea, and thereafter the tripartite agreement signed between Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia on June 2018 was very good news for us, as well as ongoing consultation between Eritrea and Djibouti, have presented good opportunity for greater cohesion and long-term stability in the Horn of Africa. We should applaud indeed the homegrown initiatives that really help us in silencing the guns. However, in order to optimize on these momentous opportunities, there is a strong imperative to simultaneously speed up national processes to adequately tackle existing and emerging local challenges related to conflict and democratic transformation. Addressing national dynamics will ensure that subsequent regional engagement are anchored on shared values based on the principles of good governance. The Gulf crisis and the war in Yemen have exacerbated and deepened existing fragilities in the Horn of Africa. Growing competition between and among countries in the Gulf region, coupled with the increasing presence of other external actors, most notably the big powers US, China, Russia.
ሰላም ጤና ይስጥልን የተከበራችሁ ተመልካቾቻችን እንደምንላችኋል። ከአማራ ቴሌቪዥን ዜናችን አሁን ወደ እናንተ መቅረቡን ይጀምራል። በቀጥታ ሲተላለፍ የነበረው 8ኛው የጣና ከፍተኛ የደህንነት ፎረምን ምክንያት በማድረግ ነው የዜና ሰዓታችን ተሸጋሽጎ አሁን ወደ እናንተ እየደረሰ ያለው። ለዚህ ይቅርታ እንጠይቃለን። አሁን በቀጥታ ወደ ዘገባዎቹ አልፋለሁ። የቀድሞው የጋና ፕሬዝዳንትና የጣና ከፍተኛ የደህንነት ፎረም ሊቀመንበር ጆን ድራሃማኒ ማሃማ በአፍሪካ የሚታዩ የፖለቲካና ኢኮኖሚ እድገቶች አበረታች ናቸው ሲሉ ገልጸዋል። በኢትዮጵያ ስለመጣው ለውጥ የተናገሩት ሊቀመንበሩ የሀገሪቱ ሰላምና አንድነት ተጠናክሮ እንዲቀጥል የብሔር ፖለቲካውን በብስለት መስራት እንደሚገባም ተናግረዋል። ዘላለም ይበልጣል በዚህ ጉዳይ ላይ ተጨማሪ አለ።
የቀድሞ የጋና ፕሬዝዳንት የአሁኑ የጣና ፎረም ሊቀመንበር ጆን ማሃማ የ2019 የጣና ፎረም አዳዲስ ጉዳዮችን ይዞ ስለመምጣቱ ተናግሯል። ፎረሙ በዚህ ዓመት በአፍሪካ ቀንድ የፖለቲካ ተለዋዋጭነት እውነታና በቀጠናው ያሉ መልካም የሰላም ተሞክሮችን በማጎልበት ጉዳይ ላይ እንደሚመክር አስረድተዋል። የቀይ ባህር መገኛው አፍሪካ ቀንድ በተለይ በዚህ ወቅት አዲስ መልክ ስለመያዙ የፖለቲካ ምሁራን ያስረዳሉ። በሱዳን የመንግስት ለውጥ ተካሂዷል። በኢትዮጵያም ባለፉት 3 አስርተ ዓመታት ያልታየ የፖለቲካ ባህል እየመጣ ነው። ኢትዮጵያና ኤርትራ ታሪካዊ ግንኙነት ጀምረዋል። ጅቡቲና ኤርትራም መነጋገር ጀምረዋል። ብቻ በአካባቢው የሁለትዮሽ ሶስትዮሽና ቀጠናዊ ግንኙነት መንፈሶች ይታያሉ። እነዚህ ለውጦች ታዲያ አመጣጣቸው ከውጭም ከውስጥም ነው። ውጤታቸውም በጎም መጥፎም ሊሆን ይችላል። ሁኔታዎችን ገምግሞ ጠቃሚ ውሳኔ ሀሳቦችን ማቅረብ የ2019 የጣና ፎረም አጀንዳ ነው። ጆን ማሃማ ይናገራሉ።
One of the things we'll discuss as part of the dynamics of peace in the Horn of Africa is to see what progress has been made towards resolving the conflict in South Sudan. The new developments in Sudan itself.
የአፍሪካ ቀንድ ተለዋጭ የሰላም ሁኔታ አንዱ መወያያችን ነው። በደቡብ ሱዳን የቀጠለውን ግጭት ማስቆም የሚቻልበት መንገድ በውይይታችን ይነሳል። በሱዳንም አልበሽር መወገዳቸውን ተከትሎ የመከላከያ ኃይሉ የሽግግር መንግስቱን እየመራው ነው። የሶማሊያ የረጅም ጊዜ ግጭትም እንደቀጠለ ነው። በዚህ ዓመት የጣና ፎረም የሶማሊያው የውጭ ጉዳይ ሚኒስትርም ስለሚገኙ በደንብ እንወያያለን ብዬ አስባለሁ።
And happily this year we have the foreign minister of Somalia joining us in this discussion. And so I'm sure that we'll be able to get many more perspectives about how the conflict in Somalia is being resolved.
የወቅቱ የጣና ፎረም ሊቀመንበር ጆን ማህማ ፎረሙ ባለፉት ዓመታት አፍሪካ የሰላምና ጸጥታ ችግሮች ፖለቲካዊ መፍትሄ እንዲያገኙ ሐሳቦችን ሲያፈልቅ እንደነበር ያውሳሉ።
This is a forum where the most high level people come. You know, presidents, former presidents, foreign ministers, you know, all come for the Tana Forum.
ጣና ፎረም የአፍሪካ የሰላምና ጸጥታ ዋና ተዋናዮች የሚገኙበት ነው። በጣም ቁልፍ የሚባሉት የቀድሞ ፕሬዝዳንቶችና ሚኒስትሮችም ይገኛሉ። በአገሪቱ ስለሚከናወኑ የጸጥታና ሰላም ጉዳዮች መሰረታዊ መረጃዎችንም እንለዋወጣለን። በአፍሪካ ሰላም ላይ መረጃ ለሚፈልጉ የአፍሪካና የዓለም ድርጅቶችም ወሳኝ የመፍትሄ ሐሳቦችን በመስጠት ትልቅ እገዛ እናደርጋለን እና ጣና ፎረም አፍሪካ ያላት አንድ ቁልፍ መሳሪያ ነው። በመሆኑም የበለጠ ያጎለበትን ማስቀጠል አለብን።
It's a very good instrument that Africa has and we must continue to nurture it to grow.
በሌላ በኩል ጣና ፎረም እዚህ ግባ የሚባል ስራ እየሰራ አይደለም የሚሉ ትችቶችም ይነሳሉ።
Actual work of ensuring peace and security is down to the main players. I mean those who actually, you know, have the duty of implementing any ideas.
ሰላምና ጸጥታን የማረጋገጥ አይነተኛ ኃላፊነት ያለበት አካል ሐሳቦችን የሚፈጽመው አካል ነው። ጣና ፎረም ሐሳቦችን የሚያቀርበው እኛ የተቃና ውሳኔ እንዲኖር የሚያስችሉ መረጃዎችንና የመፍትሄ ሐሳቦችን ከሰጠን ሐሳቡን ተግባራዊ አድርጎ በሰላምና ጸጥታ ጉዳይ ለውጥ የማምጣት የፖለቲካ ሰዎች ነው።
It will continue to offer suggestions, but the actual implementation of issues to do with conflict resolution and peace and security still remains with the main political actors.
የጣና ፎረም እንደ አውሮፓውያን ዘመን አቆጣጠር በ2012 በቀድሞው የናይጄሪያ ፕሬዝዳንት ኦሉሴጉን ኦባሳንጆና በቀድሞው የኢትዮጵያ ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር አቶ መለስ ዜናዊ አነሳሽነት የተመሰረተ ነው። በየዓመቱ በኢትዮጵያ ባህር ዳር ከተማ የሚካሄደው ጣና ፎረም የሀገራት መሪዎች፣ ምሁራን፣ ፖሊሲ አውጪዎችና ሌሎችም ተጽዕኖ ፈጣሪ ሰዎች የሚሳተፉበት ሲሆን ዋና ሀሳቢውም የአፍሪካን ችግሮች በአፍሪካውያን እይታና አረዳድ መፍትሄ መስጠት ነው።
ስምንተኛው የጣና ከፍተኛ የደህንነት ፎረም ዛሬ በባህር ዳር ከተማ እየተካሄደ ነው። ከሰዓት በፊት የነበረውን የመክፈቻ ሥነ-ስርዓትና እንዲሁም የተላለፉ መልእክቶች ምንድናቸው? ፎረሙ ሀገራዊና ቀጠናዊ ፋይዳውስ ምንድነው? የፎረሙን የአፍሪካ ፖለቲካ ምህዳር በማስፋት በኩልስ ምን አይነት ሚና ይኖረዋል? በሚለው ዙሪያ ላይ መረጃ ሊሰጡን ሪፖርተሮቻችን ከብሉ ናይል ሪዞርትስ በቀጥታ መስመራችን ላይ ተገኝተዋል። እንደምን ዋላችሁ? ስማቸው እስኪ አጠቃላይ የፎረሙን የመክፈቻ ሥነ-ስርዓት የነበረውን ሀሳብ አድርሱ።
እናመሰግናለን ሀብታሙ። እንደምንውላችኋል። ዛሬ ስምንተኛው የጣና ከፍተኛ የሰላምና ደህንነት ፎረም በባህር ዳር ከተማ በአቫንቲ ብሉ ናይል ሆቴል እየተካሄደ ነው የሚገኘው። የተለያዩ መልእክቶች ተላልፈዋል። የአማራ ክልል ርዕሰ መስተዳድር ዶክተር አምባቸው መኮንን የእንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ መልእክት አስተላልፈዋል። እርሳቸው በንግግራቸው የአማራ ክልል ባህር ዳር ከተማን ጨምሮ ሰው ሰራሽና የተፈጥሮ ሀብት ባለቤት ነው ክልሉ ማለት ነው። ይህንን የሰው ሰራሽና የተፈጥሮ ሀብት ለማስተዋወቅ ፎረሙ ከፍተኛ ሚና እየተጫወተ መሆኑን ነው የገለጹት። ከዛም ባለፈ ደግሞ ጣና ፎረም የአፍሪካን ደህንነትና ሰላም የማስፈን ላይ ትኩረት አድርጎ መምከሩ ለሀገራችን ነባራዊ ሁኔታም ለመጠቀም የራሱ የሆነ ጉልህ ሚና ይኖረዋል የሚል ሀሳብ አንጸባርቀዋል። ሰላምና ፍቅርን በምርጫቸው የሚጠቀሙ ሀገራትን ወይም የሚፈልጉ ሀገራትን ለመገንባት የጣና ከፍተኛ የሰላምና ደህንነት ፎረሙ የራሱን ሚና እየተጫወተ መሆኑን ነው የገለጹት። ለባህር ዳርና አካባቢዋ የመስህብ ሀብት ወይም ደግሞ የቱሪስት ፍሰት ማደግም የራሱን አስተዋጽኦ እያበረከተ መሆኑን ነው ርዕሰ መስተዳድሩ በእንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ መልእክታቸው ያስተላለፉት። የኢፌዴሪ ፕሬዝዳንት ሳህለወርቅ ዘውዴም ተገኝተው ነበር። እርሳቸውም ሀሳብ አንጸባርቀዋል። የአፍሪካ ቀንድን መመልከቱ የዘንድሮ ፎረም ልዩ ገጽታ ይኖረዋል ነው ያሉት። ፎረሙ በዋናነት የአፍሪካ ቀንድን የፖለቲካ ተለዋዋጭነት ነው የሚመለከተው። በቀጠናው ደግሞ ሰላምን የማስፈን ጉዳይን የማስቀጠል ጉዳይ ነው በዚህ የፎረም ውይይት የሚደረግበት ማለት ነው። ይህንን መመልከቱ ደግሞ ከወቅቱ ጋር መተሳሰሩ ተገቢነት እንዳለው ነው ፕሬዝዳንቷ የገለጹት። በዋናነት ደግሞ የኢትዮጵያና የኤርትራ የሰላማዊ ግንኙነት መፈጠሩ ከዛም ባለፈ ደግሞ ኤርትራም ከጎረቤት ሀገራት ጋር ሰላም መፍጠሯ የኢትዮጵያ፣ የሶማሊያ፣ የጅቡቲ፣ የኤርትራ እንዲሁም ሱዳንና ደቡብ ሱዳን ግንኙነት በአሁኑ ወቅት ሰላማዊ የሚባልና በትብብር ለማደግ የሚደረግ ጥረት በመሆኑ ይህ ፎረም አፍሪካ ቀንድ ላይ ትኩረት ማድረጉ የራሱ የሆነ ጉልህ ሚና ይኖረዋል የሚል ሀሳብ አንጸባርቀዋል ፕሬዝዳንቷ። የውስጥ ተጋላጭነትን ለመፍታትም ሰፊ ስራ መሰራት እንዳለበት ነው ፕሬዝዳንቷ የገለጹት። ማህበራዊና ኢኮኖሚያዊ ችግሮች አሉብን፣ የውስጣዊና ቀጠናዊ ችግሮች አሉብን። እነዚህን ችግሮች ደግሞ በጋራ በመተባበር መስራትን ይኖርብናል የሚል መልእክት ነው ያስተላለፉት ፕሬዝዳንቷ። የጎረቤት ሀገር ሱዳንም የወቅቱን የፖለቲካ ሁኔታ እየተከታተለ ነው። የሽግግር ጊዜውን የሚመራው የወታደራዊ መንግስት ስልጣን ለማስረከብ ፍቃደኛ መሆኑ ደግሞ ለሱዳን ፖለቲካ እንደ ትልቅ አጋጣሚ ነው የሚሆነው። ኢትዮጵያን በቅርበት እየተከታተለችው ነው የሚል ሀሳብ አንጸባርቀዋል። የሽብር አስከፊነት ሁኔታንም ለመከላከል መተባበር አስፈላጊ መሆኑን ነው የኢፌዴሪ ፕሬዝዳንት ሳህለወርቅ ዘውዴ በንግግራቸው የገለጹት። በ8ኛው የጣና ከፍተኛ የሰላምና የደህንነት ፎረም ሌሎች አካላትን መልእክት አስተላልፈዋል። በዋናነት ግን ይህ ፎረም በየዓመቱ በባህር ዳር ከተማ መካሄዱና ኢትዮጵያ አስተናጋጅ መሆኗ ለሀገራችን የውጭ ጉዳይ ፖሊሲ ምን ጠቀሜታ ይኖረዋል የሚለውን ማብራሪያ እንዲሰጡን የውጭ ጉዳይ ሚኒስትር ቃል አቀባይን አቶ ነቢያት ጌታቸውን እዚህ ጋብዘናቸዋል። ከእርሳቸው ጋር ቆይታ እናደርጋለን። አቶ ነቢያት ፍቃደኛ ስለሆኑ በቅድሚያ እናመሰግናለን። ጣና ፎረም በየዓመቱ ነው ባህር ዳር ላይ የሚካሄደው፣ ኢትዮጵያ አስተናጋጅ ነው ማለት ነውና ለሀገራችን የውጭ ጉዳይ ፖሊሲ ምን ትርጉም አለው?
አመሰግናለሁ። የጣና ፎረም ዘንድሮ ለ8ኛ ጊዜ እየተካሄደ ነው። ቀደም ሲል እንደተጠቀሰውም የዘንድሮው ርዕሰ ጉዳይ በአፍሪካ ቀንድ የፖለቲካ ጉዳዮች ላይ የሚመክር ጉባኤ ነው። እንግዲህ ጣና ፎረም ለየት የሚያደርገው ከሌሎች መሰል ጉባኤዎች ጋር ሲወዳደር አንዱ በጣና ፎረም በኩል ዘርዘር ያለና ጥልቀት ያለው ውይይት የሚደረግበት ነው። በግልጽ ውይይት የሚደረግበት ነው። መሪዎች ብቻ ፖሊሲ አውጪዎች ብቻ ሳይሆን የሚካፈሉበት፣ ምሁራን ይካፈሉበታል። ከመላው አፍሪካ የተውጣጡ እንዲሁም ከአፍሪካም ውጭ ያሉ በተለይ በአፍሪካ ጉዳይ ላይ እውቀት ያላቸው ምሁራንም የሚገኙበት ነው። ስለዚህ ምሁራኑንም ፖለቲካ ሰዎችንም በአንድ መድረክ ላይ አገናኝቶ የሚያወያይ ነው። ሌላው ለየት የሚያደርገው የቀድሞ ፕሬዚዳንቶች የቀድሞ የፖለቲካ ሰዎችን እንዲሁ የሚያሳትፍ ነው። እንግዲህ ይሄ ለአፍሪካዊ ችግሮች አፍሪካዊ መፍትሄ መስጠት የሚል አስተሳሰብ ላይ በአጠቃላይ የጣና ፎረም የተመሰረተው በዚህ አስተሳሰብ ላይ ነው። በእኛም በእኛ ውጭ ግንኙነት ፖሊሲያችን ኢትዮጵያ በአፍሪካ ውስጥ ልዩ ሚና ያላትና ልዩ ሚና የምትጫወት ሀገር ናት በአፍሪካ ዲፕሎማሲ ላይ። በዘንድሮ በተለይ ደግሞ በተመረጠው ጭብጥ ዙሪያ በአፍሪካ ቀንድ ፖለቲካ ላይ ማህበራዊ ኢኮኖሚና ፖለቲካ ጉዳዮች ላይ የሚመክር ፎረም ነው። ይሄ 8ኛው ፎረም የኢትዮጵያም የውጭ ግንኙነት ፖሊሲ ከውስጥ ወደ ውጭ እንደመሆኑና ለጎረቤት ሀገሮች ቅድሚያ የሚሰጥ የውጭ ግንኙነት ፖሊሲ እንደመሆኑ በዚህ በተለይ በዘንድሮ በሚነሱ ጉዳዮች ዙሪያ ላይ የውጭ ጉዳይ ሚኒስቴር ከውጭ ግንኙነት ፖሊሲው ጋር በተያያዘ በተለያዩ በዚህ ፓነል ውይይቶች ላይ ንቁ ተሳትፎ የሚያደርግ ይሆናል።
ጣና ፎረም እንግዲህ በየዓመቱ የአፍሪካን ወቅታዊ ጉዳዮች ላይ ነው ምክክር የሚያደርገው። ነጻ ሀሳቦች ነው የሚንጸባረቁት ለፖሊሲ አውጪዎች ለሀገራት እንደ ግብዓት የሚሆን ነውና ኢትዮጵያስ እንደው የሚነሱ ሀሳቦችን ከራሷ የፖለቲካ ነባራዊ ሁኔታ ጋር ተጠቅማ ከመስራት አንጻር እንደው እንደናንተ የሚኒስቴር መስሪያ ቤት ምንድነው እየጠቀማችሁ?
በእኛ የውጭ ጉዳይ ሚኒስቴር በሁልጊዜም እንደሚደረገው በዚህ በጣና ፎረም ላይ በከፍተኛ ባለስልጣናት ከክቡር ሚኒስትሩ ጀምሮ ክብርት ሚኒስትር ዴኤታችንም እንዲሁም የሚመለከታቸው በተለይ የጎረቤት ሀገሮች ጉዳይ ላይ የሚሰሩ ባለሙያዎችም የስራ ኃላፊዎችም በዚህ ጉባኤ ላይ ሙሉ ተሳትፎ እያደረጉ ነው። በዛ ላይ የሚነሱ የተለያዩ ጉዳዮች ይኖራሉ። በተለይ በዚህ በአፍሪካ ቀንድ የሰላም፣ የኢኮኖሚ ውህደት፣ ማህበራዊ ትስስር መሰል ጉዳዮች በስፋት የሚነሱበት ነው። እንደ ቀደም ለማንሳት እንደሞከርኩት እዚህ ላይ የሚነሳው ከምሁራን የሚነሱ ሀሳቦች አሉ። በወቅቱ ፖለቲካ ላይ ካሉ ሰዎች የሚነሱ አሉ። ቀደም ሲል ፖለቲካ ውስጥ ከነበሩ ሰዎች የሚነሱ የተለያዩ ሀሳቦች ስላሉ እነኚህ ሀሳቦች እኛ ለጎረቤት ሀገሮች ቅድሚያ እንደ መስጠታችን ለውጭ ግንኙነታችን ፖሊሲ ግብአት የሚሆኑ ፍሬ ነገሮች የሚነሱበት ነው። እነኛም በግብአትነት ይወሰዳሉ።
እሺ አቶ ንባያት ጌታቸው የውጭ ጉዳይ ሚኒስትር ቃል አቀባይ ለነበረን ቆይታ እናመሰግናለን። ተመልካቾቻችን የጣና ፎረም በዋናነት የአፍሪካን የሰላምና ደህንነት ላይ ነው ትኩረት አድርጎ የሚሰራው። የፖለቲካዊ አንድም ሰው ደግሞ ምን ይመስላል የሚለውን ዘጋቢያችን ይርጋ ለማስመማው ከፖለቲካ ምሁር ጋር ቆይታ ያደርጋል። ከኛ ጋር ቆዩ።
እሺ የተወደዳችሁ ተመልካቾቻችን ዛሬ ብቻ ተካሂደው በሚጠናቀቀው 8ኛው የጣና ፎረም የተለያዩ የሀገራት መሪዎች፣ ፖለቲከኞች እንዲሁም ተጽዕኖ ፈጣሪ ሰዎች፣ ጥናት አቅራቢዎች እየተሳተፉ ነው ያሉት። በዚህ በባህር ዳር እየተካሄደ ባለው ብሉ ናይል አቫንቲ ሆቴል ላይ በርካታ ምሁራን ተገኝተዋል። በእነዚህ ምሁራን መካከል ደግሞ በአዲስ አበባ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ፕሮፌሰር ካሳሁን ብርሃኑ የፖለቲካል ሳይንስ መምህር ናቸው። ዛሬ እየተካሄደ ባለው ጉባኤ ላይ የሚሉት ሀሳብ ይኖራል። ከእርሳቸው ጋር ነው ቆይታ ማድረገው። አመሰግናለሁ ፕሮፌሰር። ዛሬ 8ኛው የጣና ፎረም በተለይ መከራ ያለው ሰሜን አፍሪካ ቀንድ ላይ ወይም ደግሞ አፍሪካ ቀንድ ላይ ነውና ይህ ነገር መካሄዱ ምን ይጠቅማል፣ ለሀገራት ያለው ፋይዳስ ምንድነው የሚለውን የተወሰነ ነገር ቢሉን።
ጉባኤው የተነጋገረበት ካለፉት ጥቂት ወራት ጀምሮ በአፍሪካ ቀንድ ውስጥ የተደረጉ አዎንታዊ ለውጦች ምን እንድምታ እንዳላቸው ለቀጠናው ሰፊ ውይይት ተደርጓል። የተለያዩ አስተያየቶች ተሰንዝረዋል። በአጠቃላይ በአፍሪካ ቀንድ ውስጥ አሁንም ገና መሰራት ያለባቸው ነገሮች ቢኖሩም ከቅርብ ጊዜያት ወዲህ በአዎንታዊነት የሚታዩ በርካታ ለውጦች ተካሂደዋል። በኢትዮጵያና ኤርትራ፣ በኤርትራና በጅቡቲ፣ በኢትዮጵያ በኤርትራና በሶማሊያ፣ በደቡብ ሱዳን ያሉትን ነገሮች በሙሉ ዳሶ በአዎንታዊነት ደምድመዋል የተገኙትን ውጤቶች።
የጣና ፎረም እንግዲህ ከዚህ ቀደምም የተለያዩ አጀንዳዎች ላይ እየመከረ ውሳኔዎችን ያሳልፋል። ዋና ትኩረት የሚያደርገው ደግሞ የአፍሪካን ሰላምና ደህንነት ማስጠበቅ ነው። ይህንን ተግባራዊ ከማድረግ አንጻር ሀገራት የሚጠበቅባቸው ነገር ምንድን ነው? ከዚህ በፊት የነበሩትን ተግባራዊ በማድረግ በኩል ምን ስራ ሰርተዋል ብሎ መግለጽ ይቻላል?
እንደሚታወቀው የአፍሪካ ቀንድ ቀጠና በረዥም ጊዜ ታሪኩ የሚታወቀው በሰላም እጦት፣ በደህንነት እጦት የተሞላ ነው። ነገር ግን ከቅርብ ጊዜ ወዲህ በተለያዩ ሀገራት በተደረጉ ለውጦች ውስጥ መልካም ጅማሬዎች የታዩ መሆናቸው ድምዳሜ ላይ ተደርሷል እና የአፍሪካ ቀንድ ሀገራት በተለይም መንግስታትና ህዝቦቻቸው እነዚህን መልካም ጅማሬዎች አጠናክረው ወደፊት የሚቀጥሉበትን ሁኔታ አንስቶ በስፋት የተወያየበት ጉዳይ ነው። ይሄ እንግዲህ ሀገራቱ በህብረትም በየግላቸውም የሚሰሩበት ጉዳይ ይሆናል።
እንዴት ነው ተግባራዊ ሊያደርጉ የሚችሉት? መሬት ላይ እንዴት ሊወርድ ይችላል? እነዚህ
አጀንዳዎች መሬት ላይ እየወረዱ ያሉበትን ሁኔታ ነው የምናየው። ለምሳሌ በኢትዮጵያና በኤርትራ መካከል ለ20 ዓመታት የነበረ ሁኔታ ተለውጦ ከነሱ አልፎ ተርፎ ደግሞ ለሌሎችም አዎንታዊ የሆኑ ለውጦችን የሚያስከትልበትን ሁኔታ በጋራ እየቀየሱና እየተንቀሳቀሱ ይገኛሉ እና ይሄንን አጠናክሮ የመቀጠሉ ዘላቂነት እንዲኖረው የማድረጉ ጉዳይ ነው። እንግዲህ ዋናው ነገር በጋራና በተናጥል በእነዚህ ጉዳዮች ላይ ተረባርበው ይሰራሉ የሚል ተጨባጭ የሆነ ተስፋ ያለ ይመስለኛል።
እንደ በመጨረሻ ፕሮፌሰር የሚገልጹልን ነገር እነዚህ ምሁራን ተወያይተዋል፣ ፖለቲከኞችም ተገኝተውበታልና ይህ የጣና ፎረም ከዚህ በፊት ይታማበት የነበረው አንዳንድ ጉዳይ አለ ተግባራዊ ከማድረግ አንጻር ተብሎ የሚገለጽ ነገር አለና እነሱን አሰራሮች ወይም ደግሞ ዘዴዎችን ታች ላይ ከማውረድ አንጻር ከምሁራን ምን ይጠበቃል፣ ከመሪዎችስ ምን ይጠበቃል የሚለውን ነገር የተወሰነ ነገር ቢገልጹልን።
በተወሰነ ደረጃ የነበረው አሰራር እዚሁ ተወያይቶ እዚሁ የሚቀርበት ሁኔታ ያለ ይመስል ነበር። አሁን ግን ነባርና አሁን በስልጣን ላይ ያሉ መሪዎች ማለትም በርዕሳነ መንግስታትና ርዕሳነ ብሔሮች የሚሳተፉበት እና ይሄ በዚህ በስብሰባው አዳራሽ ውስጥ የሚቀር ነገር ብቻ ሳይሆን ወደ ፖሊሲ ግብዓት ተለውጦ በተጨማሪ ጥናቶችና የመሳሰሉት ነገሮች ታግዞ መሬት ላይ የሚወርድበት ሁኔታ ይኖራል ተብሎ ተስፋ ይደረጋል።
በአዲስ አበባ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ፖለቲካል ሳይንስ መምህር ፕሮፌሰር ካሳሁን ብርሃኑ በቀጥታ ቴሌቪዥን መስኮት ተገኝተው ላደረሱን መረጃ ከልብ እናመሰግናለን። የተወደዳችሁ ተመልካቾቻችን እንግዲህ የተከታተሉ የቆያችሁት መረጃችን የተከታተላችሁትን ነበር የሚመስለው። 8ኛው የጣና ፎረም በብሉ ናይል አቫንቲ ሆቴል አሁንም እየተካሄደ ነው ያለው። አብሮነታችሁ ከኛ ጋር ስለነበር እናመሰግናለን። ሀብታሙ የነበረ መረጃ ይህንን የሚመስለው።
አመሰግናለሁ። ይርጋለምና አስማቸው በቀጥታ መስመራችን ላይ ተገኝታችሁ ላደረሳችሁን ዘገባ። የጣና ፎረም ዘገባችን እንደቀጠለ ነው። እንግዲህ የጣና ፎረም በባህር ዳር መካሄዱ ለአካባቢው የኮንፈረንስ ቱሪዝም መስፋፋት አዎንታዊ ሚና እንዳለው ተመላክቷል። 8ኛው የጣና ፎረም በባህር ዳር በመካሄድ ላይ ነው የሚገኘው። በፎረሙ የተለያዩ ዓለም አቀፍና አህጉር አቀፍ እንግዶችም ታደመውበታል። ፎረሙ በባህር ዳር መካሄዱ ቱሪዝሙን ከማበረታታት አንጻር የሚኖረው ፋይዳ ምንድን ነው? በዚህ ጉዳይ ላይ መረጃ ሊያደርሱን የአማራ ክልል ባህል ቱሪዝም ቢሮ ምክትል ኃላፊ አቶ እንድሪስ አብዱ ስቱዲዮ ተገኝተዋል። እንኳን ደህና መጡ አቶ እንድሪስ።
እንኳን ደህና ቆያችሁ።
እናመሰግናለን። እስኪ ፎረሙ እንግዲህ በባህር ዳር ነው እየተካሄደ ያለው፣ ለ8ኛ ጊዜ ነው። የአካባቢውን ገጽታ ከማስተዋወቅ አንጻር ያለው ሚና ምንድን ነው?
አመሰግናለሁ። ያው የጣና ፎረም ለ8ኛ ጊዜ ነው እየተካሄደ ያለው። በዋናነት ያው ከስያሜው ስንነሳ ጣናን ማዕከል ተደርጎ የሰጠ ስያሜ ነው። ይሄንን የክልላችን መዲና ባህር ዳር ተመራጭ አድርጓታል። ካደረጓት ነገሮች ውስጥ ደግሞ አንዱ በተለይ አማራ ክልል በቱሪዝም መስህቦች የታደለና አሁንም ገና በቀጣይ መስራት ያለብን የመዳረሻዎች ያለው ክልል ነው። ይሄ አጋጣሚ ለኛ ከምንም በላይ የበለጠ ክልላችን የምናስተዋውቅበት ከተማችንን የምናስተዋውቅበት የቱሪስት መዳረሻዎችን በአግባቡ ለሌላ ዓለም የምንሸጥበት መድረክ ነው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ከዚህ በፊትም ስንል እንደነበረው በፕሮግራሙ የጉብኝት መርሃ ግብሮችም ይኖራሉ። በጣና ዙሪያ ያሉ መዳረሻዎች በአግባቡ እንዲተዋወቁ ይሰራል ማለት ነው። ከዚህ ጋር ተያይዞ ዓለም አቀፋዊና ሀገራዊ ሚዲያዎችም ስለሚሳተፉ ሚዲያው ትልቅ ስራ ስለሚሰራ በተለይ ከማስተዋወቅ አኳያ ፋይዳው የጎላ ስለሆነ ፎረሙ በዛ መልኩ ነው እየተመለከትን ያለ ነው ከኛ አኳያ ማለት ነው።
ማህበረሰቡ ከዚህ የኮንፈረንስ ቱሪዝም ኮንፈረንስ ምን ያክል ገቢ ነው የሚያገኘው ብሎ መገመት ይቻላል? ከዛው ጋር ተያይዞ እንዴትስ ነው ገቢ እንዲያመነጭ የቱሪዝም ኮንፈረንስ አሁን ካለበት በተሻለ ገቢ እንዲያመነጭ ምን አይነት የትስስር ስራ ስለመስራት ታስቧል?
እንግዲህ ያው የኮንፈረንስ ሲካሄድ ያው አገልግሎት ሰጪ ተቋማት ይኖራሉ ከትንሽ እስከ ትልቅ ማለት ነው። ወደ ክልላችን የሚመጡ እንግዶች ያው ሰርቪስ አገልግሎት ይፈልጋሉ። ይሄ አገልግሎት ከትንንሽ ታች ካሉት የንግዱ ማህበረሰብ ጀምሮ እስከ ከፍተኛው ባለሀብት ድረስ የሚያዙ ነው የሚሆነው። ስለዚህ በአገልግሎት የመስጠት ደረጃው ልክ ገቢዎችን ያገኛሉ የሚል እንትላለን ማለት ነው። መላምት ነው ያለን። ፊክስድ አድርገን ምን ያህል ይገኛል የሚለውን በኋላ ራሱን የቻለ ኢንዴክስ ስላለው ካሉት ከመጡት ቱሪስት ማለት ጎብኚዎችምና የኮንፈረንስ ተሳታፊዎች ጋር ማዕከል አድርገን የሚሰራ ስራ ቢኖርም አሁን ባለው ተጨባጭ ሁኔታ ግን ሁሉም አገልግሎት ሰጪ ተቋማት በሚሰጡት አገልግሎት ልክ የሚያገኙት ገቢ አለ ብሎ መውሰድ ይቻላል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ጠቀሜታው ከገጽታን ከመገንባትም በላይ ኢኮኖሚካል እንትኑ ትልቅ ነው የሚል ሀሳብ ነው ያለኝ።
ወደፊት ከዚህ የተሻለ ገቢ ለማመንጨት ምን አይነት የትስስር ስራ ለመስራት ታቅዷል?
እንግዲህ ለወደፊቱ ያው እንደሚታወቀው የኛ በተለይ የባህር ዳር ከተማ አሁን ለኮንፈረንስ ማዕከልነት ተመራጭ እየሆነች መጣለች። የዚህ ዋናው ሚስጥሩ ደግሞ የመጀመሪያው ጉዳይ አገልግሎት ሰጪ ተቋማት መስፋፋታቸው ነው። በከተማችን ዓለም አቀፍ ደረጃቸውን የጠበቁ ሆቴሎች እየተስፋፉ ነው ያሉት። ከአመት አመት ለውጦች አሉ። ይሄ አንድ ነው። ይሄንን ከማስፋፋት አኳያ የክልሉ መንግስት ትኩረት ሰጥቶ እየሰራ ነው። አንዱ አገልግሎት ሰጪ ተቋማትን የማስፋፋት ስራ ነው። ሁለተኛ አገልግሎት ሰጪ ተቋማትን ማስፋፋት ብቻም ሳይሆን በአገልግሎት ሰጪ ተቋማት ውስጥ ያሉ አገልግሎት አሰጣጣችንን የማስተካከልና ሰርቪሳችንን የማዘመን ሁኔታ ነው መስራት ያለበት። ይህንንም በየደረጃው ካለው አካል ጋር በተለይ ከሆቴል ማናጀሮችና ባለሀብቶች ጋር ስራ እየተሰራ ነው ያለው። ሶስተኛ የእንግዳ ተቀባይነት ባህላችንን የማዳበር ስራ ነው። ያው እናንተም ያያችሁት እንደሆነው ከዋዜማው ጀምሮ በተለይ የባህር ዳር ከተማ ወጣቶች፣ የሀገር ሽማግሌዎች፣ ሃይማኖት አባቶች በየደረጃው ህብረተሰቡ እንግዶችን ተቀብሎ በአግባቡ እያስተናገደ ነው ያለው። ይሄ በተለይ ለቱሪዝሙ ከምንም በላይ ባህላችን፣ እሴታችን፣ እንግዳን የመያዝ እንትናችን አካባቢው ተመራጭ የሚያደርገው ነው የሚሆነው። አራተኛው በተለይ የሚዲያና የፕሮሞሽን ስራዎችን አጠናክረን መቀጠል ነው። ይሄንን ካደረግን በእርግጠኝነት መድረኩ አሁን ያለው መድረክ ራሱ የበለጠ አካባቢውን የምንሸጥበት መልካም ገጽታችን የምንገነባበት ስለሆነ በቀጣይ ቀጣይነቱን አጠናክረን ለመሄድ ትልቅ እድል ነው የሚል ሀሳብ ነው ያለኝ። ይሄን ካደረግን ከቱሪዝሙም እና ከተዛማጅ ጉዳዮች የምናገኛቸው ኢኮኖሚ ፋይዳዎች ትልቅ ናቸው የሚል ሀሳብ ነው ያለኝ።
መልካም አቶ እንድሪስ እንግዲህ ያው የጣና ፎረም ትልቅ እንደመሆኑ መጠን ምናልባት ወደ የአፍሪካ መሪዎችም እዚህ ሲመጡ ወደፊት የራሳቸውን ፓርክ ገንብተው የሚሄዱበት ሁኔታ ሙሉ ይኖራል ብለን እናስባለን። በቀጣይ ጊዜ እንግዲህ በርከት ያሉ ስራዎች እንደሚሰሩ ተስፋ እናደርጋለን። ስቱዲዮ መጥተው ለሰጡን ማብራሪያ ከልብ አመሰግናለሁ።
እኔ አመሰግናለሁ።
የአፍሪካ ፖለቲካ ተለዋዋጭነት የዚህ ዓመት የጣና ፎረም ዋነኛ መወያያ አጀንዳ ነው። የጣና ከፍተኛ ደህንነት ፎረም ተጨባጭ ለውጦችን እያመጣ አይደለም የሚል ትችት እንደሚሰነዘርበት የጠቆሙት የፎረሙ ሊቀመንበር ጆን ድራሃማኒም በዚህ ጉዳይ ላይ ምላሽ ሰጥተዋል። ዘላለም ይበልጣል ተጨማሪ ያለው።
ከጣና ፎረም እስከ ታላላቅ አፍሪካዊ ጉዳዮች ባነሳንበት ቃለ ምልልስ የቀድሞ የጋና ፕሬዝዳንት ጆን ማሃማ የአፍሪካ ኢኮኖሚያዊና ፖለቲካዊ እድገቶችን አድንቀዋል። የአፍሪካ ሀገራት ራሳቸውን በራሳቸው የማስተዳደር እድሉን ያገኙት በቅርብ ጊዜ መሆኑን እንደ መነሻ የሚያነሱት ማማ አሁን እየታየ ያለው ዴሞክራሲ ጉዞ ግን አበረታች ነው ይላሉ። በኢኮኖሚ ረገድም አፍሪካ የተስፋ ምድር ስለመሆኑ አስረድተዋል።
Africa is the fastest growing continent in this world today.
ጆን ድራማኒ ማሃማ በተለይ ከአማራ ብዙሃን መገናኛ ድርጅት ጋር በነበራቸው ቆይታ ከዶክተር አብይ ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትርነት በኋላ የተመዘገቡ የፖለቲካ ለውጦችን እንደሚያደንቁ ተናግረዋል። ለውጦች መሰረት እንዲይዙ ደግሞ የብሔርና የጎሳ ለመግባባቶችን በብስለት መፍታት እንደሚገባ ተናግረዋል።
All our countries have ethnic diversity. Yeah? But I'll just say one thing. A poor Oromo is the same as a poor Amhara, yeah? Poverty has no, it doesn't discriminate.
በሁሉም ሀገር የብሔር ብዝሃነት አለ። የኛ የተለየ አይደለም። አንድ ነገር ማለት ፈልጋለሁ። ዳ ኦሮሞና ዳ አማራ አንድ አይነት ናቸው። ድህነት ብሔርን ለይቶ የሚመጣ አይደለም። በፍጥነት ከድህነት እስካልወጣን ድረስ ደስተኛ ሆነን ልንኖር አንችልም። ሀገራችን በልጽጋ የኛ ህይወት ሳይቀየር እኛ የደህየነው በጎረቤታችን ምክንያት ይመስልናል እና መንቃት አለብን። አብረን ማደግን መምረጥ አለብን።
It is when our countries are not growing fast enough that you might think that the fault why you are suffering today is because of your neighbor. It's not because of your neighbor.
ምሁሩ ጸሐፊውና ፖለቲከኛው ጆን ማሃማ ያብራራሉ። የኢትዮጵያ ህዝቦች መሰረታዊ ልዩነት ምንጭ የላቸውም። ተመሳሳይ ችግርን የሚያስተናግዱና ተመሳሳይ ጣፋንታ ያላቸው ናቸው። በመሆኑም የጋራ ጠላታቸውን እንደ ድህነት ያሉ ችግሮችን በጋራ ማስወገድ ይገባቸዋል።
I think that Ethiopia is moving gradually towards opening up the society and unleashing the creative potential of the people and also creating a situation where the people can participate actively in how they are governed. And I think that we need to continue to encourage Ethiopia to
አሁን በኢትዮጵያ ህዝቦች እንዴት እየተዳደሩ እንደሆነ መምከርና መሳተፍ የሚችሉበት ምህዳር እየተፈጠረ እንደሆነ ይሰማኛል። እኛም ይህን ማገዝ አለብን። ዲሞክራሲም በየጊዜው እየወጡ የመምረጥ ጉዳይ አይደለም፣ የህዝቦችን ህይወትም መቀየር ነው እና መንግስትን የመመክረው ነገር የሥራ ዕድል እንዲፈጥር፣ የኢንዱስትሪ ሽግግር እንዲያመጣ እንዲሁም ኢኮኖሚውን እንዲያሳድግ ነው። ሰው በየጊዜው ምርጫ እየመረጠ በህይወቱ ለውጥ የሚያመጣ ከሆነ ሌላ ችግር ነው የሚፈጠረው።
Are they only to come out and vote every 4 years and yet they don't see any improvement in their lives? These are issues that we need to start adverting our minds to. And I think that Ethiopia is looking at that.
የመንግስት ትኩረትም ስራ ዕድል ፈጠራና ኢኮኖሚ ላይ ሊሆን ይገባል ብለዋል ማሃማ። ጆን ማሃማ በፕሬዝዳንትነት ያስተዳድሯት ጋና የአፍሪካ የዲሞክራሲ ተምሳሌት ነች። ሰላማዊ ሀገር እንደሆነችም ዓለም አቀፍ ተቋማት ይመሰክራሉ። ይህ ሁሉ መሆን የቻለው ግን አንድ ብሔር ስለሆነ አይደለም፣ በጋራ ማደግን ስለመረጥን እንጂ ይላሉ ማሃማ።
My country is a very diverse country. We have nearly 40 different ethnic groups. But God put us together on one land.
የኔ ሀገር በጣም ብዝሃነት ያለባት ነች። 40 የሚሆኑ ጎሳዎች አሉ። በአንድ መሬት ላይ ነው ያለነው። አብረን መኖር መልመድና መማር አለብን። የዜጎቻችንን ህይወት እንዴት እንቀይረው የሚለው የሁል ጊዜ ጭንቀታችን ነው። የማንነት ጉዳይ የራሱ ክብር የሚያስፈልገው ሆኖ የሀገሪቱ አንገብጋቢ ጉዳይ አላደረግነውም። የአፍሪካውያን ችግር ድህነትና ኋላ ቀርነት ነው። ከጋና፣ ከሴኔጋል፣ ከኢትዮጵያና ከኤርትራ ወደ ውጭ የሚሰደዱ ሰዎች ምክንያታቸው አፍሪካ በፍጥነት ስላላደገች ነው።
People from Senegal, there are people from Ethiopia, there are people from Eritrea. They are leaving their countries because Africa is not growing fast enough. Africa is not creating the decent.
በሀገራችን ኢትዮጵያ ብሎም በክልላችን መዲና ባህር ዳር የተካሄደ ያለውን 8ኛውን የጣና ፎረም የተመለከተ የዜና ወጃዎቻችን እነኚህን ይመስሉ ነበር። ዜናዎቻችን አብቅተዋል። ዳናዊት ሲሳይ በስፖርታዊ መረጃ ትጠብቃችኋለች። መልካም ቆይታ።